Thought I'd record this quick video on how to get it set up with iExpenses where you can claim any reimbursements for any purchases you made for the team. So first thing you'll need to do is get set up on the system, and we do that by sending an email to mecheng finance. So the email you can see here, mecheng.finance@ucl.ac.uk. So you can do this yourself, or someone else on the team can do this on your behalf. Essentially, you'll just need to send an email giving them your name, your UPI and your student number, which are all on your UCL ID card. So once you get a response from mecheng Finance, that confirms that you've been added to the system. Next, you can proceed to setting that up on your... To be added to the system, we can open a browser window. Safari doesn't seem to work for this, so use something like Firefox if you're on a Mac, and just Google UCL My Finance. And then, you'll just want to click on this generic Finance UCL link here. Right. Next thing we'll want to do is go to System Access, then My Finance Login, and just proceed to log in with your UCL account, your Microsoft account. It's worth noting that to access this web page, you'll either need to be on UCL Wi-Fi, like I am, EduRoam, or the other option is being connected to UCL VPN. So I've got that here, and if you need to get that on your computer, just simply Google UCL VPN and follow the instructions. Okay, your screen will look a little different to mine because your account will be new. So next thing we do is go to the navigator here, and what we want to do now is set up a bank account. So we're telling UCL which bank account we should be reimbursed to. So we go to UCL student expenses at the bottom there, concurrent, and then click run. And then this will open a Java window. Excuse the crackhead screaming outside. Should probably re-record that. So you'll need to have Java on your computer. It's a bit silly. To simplify this whole process, you could do it in a Citrix window. Right, we'll be brought to this window. Next thing we want to do is click on single request. Right, and then here, click on the three dots there like I did, and then it brings up this window. So this will all look a bit confusing, but don't even bother trying to understand it, just enter the values as you should. So bank account name, there you put your name as it's put in your bank account. So for me, it's my full legal name, and then sort code, just get that. So copy my sort code, put that there, and then we'll get my account number. Lovely. Press OK. That's all fine. Then you click submit. Right, and then once that happens, you'll get a window that asks you to just refresh the page. It basically just confirms that that request has gone through. It will go through. So your screen will look a bit different to mine, but if you follow along in the expenses manual, you can see exactly the screen you should be seeing, but should be all good from there if you do what I just did. Okay, next I'll quit out of that, and now we can proceed to UCL student, we go to internet expenses home. Right, and this is where we enter all of our expenses. So the first thing we want to do to just simplify the workflow a tiny bit is we go to preferences up there, and then expense preferences. Right, we go to my favorite projects, And what you'll want to do is just add the Eco Marathon project as a favorite. So to do that, you click the plus number there, and then if you just pretend I don't have these two here, enter Shell Eco Marathon, or whatever you want to call it, fave, UCLR, whatever. And then next we want to click on that search box to bring up the search dialog, search by project number. So this number should stay the same over the years, but if not, you'll have an email from MakeEng Finance just confirming what the project code is. Paste that number there, click go, and voila, it's found all of the details for us. So we just click select again, and there we are. And then we'll just search again, task number, basically it will always be 100 and then 156780. Great. And then click save. That's all you need to do. Right, now we're set up to make the workflow nice and simple. So next, go home and go back to Internet Expenses, Expenses Home, and we'll click Create Expense Claim. So it'll ask you to just give it a purpose. That's basically just giving your claim a title. So I'll say Expenses June 12th. Doesn't really matter. Expense template, make sure it says UCL expense claim, and then reimbursement account. That should show up from when you did the concurrent thing. So if you ever need to change what bank account you'd like to be reimbursed to, just go back through those steps at the start. So we select that, click select, should automatically be there. Great. Now we'll proceed to the next stage, which is entering all of your expenses. So for your expenses, make sure you'll have receipts for them. And basically, it's not too difficult. So if we, I like to save all of my expenses online in Teams. Makes it good to just document things in case we need to go back and see our purchases. So I'll just go to my folder where I've been recording my expenses, and let's find, okay, this example has two things I need to claim. So let's see exactly what I want to expense. Right, I've got this invoice from RaceCow, and let's see, £785.68p. So let's enter that. Great, and then the date, simple as 21st of March. So you can go in the date picker, go back to March, click 21st, and then for expense type, you don't need to worry about this category. All you need to do is scroll down to exceptional items, VATable, and that sort of, it just simplifies things. Otherwise, depending on the category you select, you may have to enter more information that the department doesn't necessarily care about. And then for justification here, we'll put race cow parts for blue. That's it. Justification does not need to be detailed. Honestly, if you just leave it at race cow, they'd be fine with that, usually. And if they're not, they'll just let you know they need more information. So what we can do after that is just click save, and good, that's all saved. Now say we've gone on a trip to France, or we're buying from a different seller and our invoice is in a different currency. Well, we can click show receipt currency, and great, now we've got the option to select what currency it's in. So if I find an example, so right, this 16.7 euros from when we were in France, and we know it was bought on the 26th of May. So I'll just enter that exactly. So 26 May 2023, and what do we have? 16.7 euros. So we put euros, and then again, exceptional, VATable, lunch, click enter, and it comes up with the correct exchange rate automatically. And this is pretty good. It uses the date and the currency to find the exchange rate. Just means we can show the department the proper amount in the correct currency, but also you'll be receiving the fair amount in pounds that you paid from your bank account. And you can just keep on adding expenses as needed. You know, if I've got two really similar ones, I'll just click duplicate because perhaps I had 2 lunches, just change the date and, you know, change the amount as needed. Simple. Right. Next thing I'll do is proceed to next. Okay, and here we just need to tell the program essentially what project code we're going to expense our things to. So if you select all, go to My Allocations, and then find the project code. You should just have one here. So I'll pick Shell Eco Marathon, then click Apply. Great. Now all of them are set up to be expensed to the Eco Marathon project code. So click Next, and that's it. But the last step is attaching receipts. So what we'll do here is click Add Attachment, and then you have the option to upload a file, do a URL. File is the simplest thing. So what I do is, it's a massive faff to have to upload. You know, if you've got loads of expenses, it's a bit of a pain having to upload each one individually. So the simplest way to go about it is just select all of your expenses, right click, compress. This will be different on Windows, but same process. And then we've got title your zip however you want, 12th June, receipts. Great. Now I can go back to the system, I can click Browse, and I'll navigate to the expenses. Great, the zip file's right there, and then don't need to worry about title, description, or anything. Click Apply. Great. Ignore these warnings. I mean, read through them, but for example, this first one, that's nothing, just telling us we need to save essentially. And then it's also telling us that this may contain policy violations. So use the warning icons to review. So let's have a look. If I move my face out of the way. Right, we've got a warning here, and let's see what it says. So it exceeds a daily allowable limit for the number of days reported. Basically, it's telling us, you know, it's looking a bit dodgy that I'm claiming 780 quid for basically something under the category of miscellaneous exceptional item. That doesn't matter. The department won't care. They will approve that. So now that we've got all our receipts, just double check that everything's right. Couple other options. Click Details here. Typically don't need to, actually, if you go back to step 2, claim lines, click Details. You can include more details here. You won't need to. You could put the merchant name here separately, but you don't really need to. Say we're missing the receipt for this one. Click that box and just say, explain why you're missing the receipt. Lost it, or paid in cash, lost physical receipt. It's worth noting that if you've lost your receipt, it's always possible to just get a bank statement and print that out as a PDF and just simply upload it here. So for example, I'll show what I've done here. So yeah, this is simply just a bank statement. It doesn't, you know, say exactly what I bought. It says, you know, I paid that much at this place. That should be enough to convince the department that, you know, it was a legitimate expense. So after updating that, I'll click Return, I'll click Next, Next, go through to the end again. And lastly, click submit once you verify that everything's right. Got the warning there, that's fine. And then receipt missing here, so it's good that we've told them that. Right, then click submit. Expense report number has been submitted, which is great. So then it will join your list of submitted expense claims, and we can see the status pending manager approval, days inactive 0, so that tells us how long we've been waiting for. Like this one I've been waiting 2 days to have approval for. It's fairly standard. And then current approver. So if you need to chase up someone to approve it, which typically expenses get approved within a week, sometimes within a day. Occasionally you need to chase up mecheng.finance@ucl.ac.uk, typically not. So we see, okay, great, Tom Peach and Alexandra have both been notified about this, that they need to approve it. So you can come back and see the status of your claim if you're getting impatient to get your money back. You should just get email notifications of this. If you've got a problem with your expense claim, which I'll show you, so let's have a look. So today I was told, okay, my expense claim has been rejected because he wanted me to upload the receipts in a different format to what I did. And I corrected that, sent it off, and then got a notification that Edward had approved it. So yeah, fairly simple. You'll be notified whenever anything needs amending. And that's about it. And then soon enough, you'll get your money back, and then the final confirmation, you'll get an email. Let me try to find an example of that. Okay, here's an example of it being approved. And then, yeah, lots of approvals. Let's see. Yes, and then you'll get this email from AP Remittances, remittance advice, payment document number, whatever. That's how you know you'll be getting the money, and it will tell you the date you're getting the money. Great. That's about it. If you got any questions, let me know. I might re-record this video to get rid of my stuttering and the crackheads screaming in the background. But yeah, I'll probably upload this onto Basecamp. Leave any comments there if anything needs clarifying. Yeah, enjoy your expensing.